Okay, I'm going to try my best to get through this without crying too much. So if I do cry, please just understand. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brandy. This is the part I always cry at. And I had the incredible honor of being David's wife for 27 wonderful years. Thank you so much for being here today to celebrate the life of my amazing husband. Looking around this room, I can see how many lives he touched. That doesn't surprise me. David had a heart and reached everyone he met. He was truly one of a kind. He was kind, selfless, strong, and full of love. Our sons, Riley, Brady, and I miss him more than words can say, and I know we are not alone in that. Today, we come together to remember him, to honor him, and to share in the love he gave us. What he requested was people dressed in color, bright, remember the good times, and to try to smile as the memories come. To begin, I'd like to invite my dear friend Tanya to the stage, who's going to sing us Amazing Grace and then lead us in an opening prayer. And Nadia, my other good friend, is the microphone holder.
She's really good.
I'm really good.
She's really, really good.
I'm not sure. I think. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior, ransom me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns, unending love, amazing grace. The Lord has promised good to me. His word, my hope endures. He will my shield and portion be, as long as life endures. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior, ransom me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns, unending love, amazing grace. The earth shall soon dissolve like snow, the sun forbear to shine, but God who called me here below will be forever mine. You are forever mine. My God, my Savior, ransom me, and like a flood, His mercy reigns, unending love, amazing grace. I'm just going to say a prayer. So if you want to just pray with me. Lord God, we are so thankful for all the family and friends here today, and for the ones who couldn't make it but are here with us in spirit. Jesus, I want to thank you for creating Dave to be the gentle giant that will live in our hearts forever. We thank you that he was a great husband for Brandy and an amazing father to his two boys, Riley and Brady. I pray for a hedge of protection over their family, God, as they go through this time, and that you would bring peace to his family and friends as they remember the beautiful and fun memories. I pray that they will honor Dave by living by his example. Thank you for Dave's courage, bravery, and kindness. Thank you that because of who he was, he will forever be remembered in a great way. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you for holding the mic. You're welcome. You're amazing. That's Nadia's talent for tonight. I also have to say that Nadia has been the friend that has helped me every step of the way in planning this whole thing with my parents, and I just love you dearly. Thank you. And all of you guys. I love everybody. Okay. Are you ready? Okay. So thank you so much, Tanya, for your beautiful words and your voice. I love you. At this time, I'd like to welcome my dad, Kip, to the stage to deliver the eulogy for his son-in-law. I will stay up here with you. He needs his comfort chicken. Please give him his comfort chicken. Okay, where did this chicken come from?
The room back there. Across the road, actually.
Across the road, okay. I'll hold your chicken.
You know,
I'm gonna, never mind.
I can hold that. I can hold this.
Yep, we'll clap every time you cry.
Hello, everyone. We gathered today with heavy hearts, but also with profound sense of gratitude for the life and legacy of David. Big Dave to some. Joey to others, he called me Dad. And to Patty and I, he was not just a son-in-law, he was our son, a cherished member of our family. And his passing leaves a void that can never truly be filled. Dave was known for his compassion, empathy to others, and he always had a way to make everyone around him comfortable. I could use that right now, Dave. and comfortable and welcome. He was an incredible organizer. In fact, today was his last project.
Dave planned this day, just so everyone knows.
His skills as a planner-scheduler were unmatched and served himself and the companies he worked for well. He also had an incredible ability to adapt and learn quickly, learning the scope of entire industries in weeks, not years. Anybody from the CN here?
Here. Yeah.
So he worked in a printing company, joined on the CN, and became supervisor within months?
Right off.
Right away.
Right away. Of course, railway stuff's pretty easy. There are many of his co-workers here that can attest to his abilities. His love for his wife Brandy and his sons Riley and Brady was boundless. In his last hours, He spoke to his sons and made known to them his wishes for their future. Of Riley, he asked of him to continue his schooling and become the best nurse caregiver he can to help others that are in the situations like he was in. Of Brady, for him to continue honing his business skills and continue with his world travels and never stop chasing his dreams. It's okay. You got this, right?
Got this.
Here's
your chicken.
No, we're down here. Okay. Left to grieve his passing are his devoted wife Brandy and sons Riley and Brady, his mother Hilda, brother Bill, sisters Peggy and Sandy, stepfather Ted, sister-in-law Kelly, and brother-in-laws Rick and Jay, along with many nieces and nephews. His mother-in-law Patty, father-in-law Kip, brother-in-law Kip Jr., and sister-in-law Kristen, his adopted family, the Monroes, Ann, Ross, Jim, and Alita. And have to mention his two chosen brothers, Howie and Fred. And his two adored hounds, Dexter and Coco. The chick's still alive? Okay. We will forever cherish the memories of Big Dave and his impact on our lives and the lives of so many others. He will continue to inspire us. May his memory be a blessing, and may we find comfort in knowing that he lived a family life filled with love and laughter. Goodbye, David. Godspeed.
We deal with grief with humor, I'm sorry. The chicken is our is today. Dave liked the chicken, I'm sure. No, I think I'm okay. Thank you, Dad, for your heartfelt tribute. Dave loved you so much, and I hope you know that. Okay, next, I would like to welcome my good friends, Rob and Chris, to the stage to sing Joy of My Life in honor of Dave.
Do you guys need a chicken? There's a moose back there. Do you need moose? No, seriously, there's a moose. It's just the head.
A moose?
Yeah. Do you need the moose? We're good.
I'm thinking, I don't know. It's probably a good idea.
Moose? Nadia, moose.
Can you hear me? All right.
Sorry you could hear him.
Can I move that up, Brad?
Wherever you want to do it, you give her.
You can just grab it. Let me know.
I think I got it where it needs to be.
Is that good?
Put your mitts into that.
I'm a little nervous.
Well, you don't have a mic holder, so. You're gonna have to be okay, I guess.
Okay. I watched Brandy and Dave's love story, and it was one of the best that I could ever see with all the crap you see on that social media stuff. But I'm honored to be here. And this song, I guess it kind of struck a chord for all of us because it's about a love that I think the two of them shared that we should all be grateful enough to witness for or even have ourselves. So I wish that for every one of you and myself as well. And your love story was my favorite. Alrighty. 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3. tiptoed in a room. I know you got to have your rest. She says, come lay beside me. I've been waiting since you left. She's sweet to me, must be the luckiest man alive. Did I tell you, baby, you are the joy of my life? The first time that I saw you, you took my breath away. I might not get to heaven, but I walked with the angels that day. She takes me by the hand. I am the luckiest man alive. Did I tell you, baby, you are the joy of my life? Well, some may have the riches, some may have the worldly things. As long as I have you, I'll treasure each and every day. Just take me by the hand. I am the luckiest man alive. Did I tell you, baby, you are the joy of my life? Come on. Did I tell you, baby, you are the joy of my life?
Okay, now I'm going to kick Chris off stage.
Getting the boot?
Yeah, I love you, but
I'm getting removed too.
Are you getting removed or are you?
Or do you want? Okay, I can do that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm keeping. Rob, stay.
I'm special.
All right.
sorry, was this not the plan?
No, it was okay. I just thought maybe I'll just, but that's okay. I'm happy to do it.
You're happy to do it? Okay,
Heck yeah.
okay. Now I got to remember where I am. Thank you, Rob and Chris, for sharing your voices and hearts with us. It means so much, and Dave would have absolutely loved that. We now have a special surprise. As you can tell, this was kind of impromptu. That's why I'm not sure what we're doing. Rob is now going to share an original instrumental song that you wrote, correct?
That's correct.
Called The Serpent and the Seahorse.
That's right. This one's This one's a little bit hearty, you know what I mean? Like it's, all right, you'll hear.
Do you need the emotional support chicken? Do you need me to hold your microphone? How about the moose?
No, we're good. Yeah, we're good. All right. Thank you.
Whew, that was good. Thank you so much, Rob, for sharing your incredible talent with us today. Dave would have just loved that. He loved watching your videos on Facebook and everything. It was like our nightly ritual, and thank you so much for coming, because he really wanted you here. Love you. Okay. Now I'm going to put some of you to work because I need a little bit of a break. I'm not doing too badly. I just kind of cry a little bit down there and then I come up here. Now I'd like to open the floor to anyone who would like to share a memory or story about Dave, whether it's something funny, something meaningful, or just a moment that stayed with you. We'd love to hear how Dave touched your life. Is there anybody that would like to come up and say a few words? Sure, come on up.
Well, I never had an opportunity to really know Dave. Hilda is my Aunt Hilda, and he was always the youngest one, so I was away and never really got a chance to meet him a whole lot. But I went to Leah's wedding, and it was something where I saw him walking with Bill, and I said, "Oh, you're Joey." And he looked at me and he says, "No, my name's not Joey." And I went, "Oh, well, I thought you were Bill's brother." He goes, "I am." And I said, "Well, aren't you Joey?" He goes, "No, my name is Dave." And I went, "Okay, so your name is Dave." He goes, "Yep." And he says, "And don't forget it." And I said, "I guess I won't." I said, "You'll be Dave from now on." And that was sort of my big meeting of Joey that day, which again, he's still Joey to me, but Dave as well. And that's my little story for there.
He always liked playing with people with his two names. The more he can make them feel uncomfortable about it, the better. Is there anybody else that was sure? Come on up. We want to hear the stories. It's a long walk, I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry, Rob. Good things come in small packages, it's okay.
Small packages, eh? My wife says the same thing. Okay. Dave didn't come here to talk about his name, but that came up. So he said, "Hey, but you can't spell my middle name." And he couldn't because it's spelled wrong. It's spelled wrong. Anyways, what I really wanted to say, and thank you for the opportunity, is that I had the privilege of knowing Dave in the last year and a half of his life. I was his supervisor at the mine, but what I found was that in that relationship, Dave was the mentor. Yep. I appreciated his compassion and his ability to seek first to understand, as he would often say. And I just felt very fortunate to know him.
Thank you. Watch that step, it's kind of tricky. Okay, good. We're good. Come on. Sorry, Rob. It's just short person joke after short person joke. You want to borrow my heels?
Don't worry, I'm already wearing my own.
Amazing. Is there anybody else that would like to come up? Uncle Howie, of course. I was hoping so. Uncle Howie tells great stories. Very long, great stories, but we love them.
And a 1 and a 2. I got no notes, or I just know the words will come.
These are mine, you can't have them.
Open mic sharing memory. Oh.
Yes, yeah.
Anyhow, Dave, we go way back, of course, you know, and got together with Brandy there, and he bought a truck there off Mount Caldale, and it was
Where's
tired.
Uncle Dale? Put your hand up.
Uncle Dale, where are you? There you go.
There's Uncle Dale.
Yeah. So he says, you got any advice on how to do this engine? It's a little tired. And I said, well, we're going to do it together. Oh, okay. So, and Dave was the type of guy that he would just, it wasn't a challenge to him. He just was interested, you know, interested to give a hand, interested to learn, interested to share. And anyhow, so he came over, you know, he wasn't in a hurry, but he came over whenever we had time to work on this truck and got it all going. And anyhow, so then he says to me, he says, well, I got to give you something. I says, no, you don't. I says, it just, you know, just give me your firstborn. So, you know, and he laughed, you know, I laughed, you know, and anyhow, a while later there, Riley was born, and Riley's name is Riley Howard William, which happened to be my first and second name for middle names. So there you go. So, you know.
Kept his promises.
Kept his promises there, yeah. And from way back there, we'd go to the Caribbean when we were camping. You know, I got him into Cap Morgan. He got me into, what was that? My mind is shot right now. No,
No, you got me into Jaeger. Yeah.
No,
No, that was Uncle Fred.
Kraken.
Kraken.
So, and I got a 40 ouncer for when he was going to get through this. We'll be up Knuff Lake May long weekend and week after, whatever. We'll crack that bottle and have it anyway. But anyhow, you know, and through our many trips to the Caribbean, I forget how it started, but it turned out that he needed to be thrown in the lake. It's a lot of work. I'm not sure who threw who in. We were both wet, but I think if he wanted to keep me dry, he would have kept me dry too. I don't think I had any say in the matter there anyway.
He picked you up and carried you into the lake.
I remember there was some great concern about a lawn chair and a fire. There wasn't any concern about me, you know, but the lawn chair did wind up in a fire. But anyhow, I digress. You know, and then of course Dave, he's again the type of guy up for any challenge or whatever, and he had made the decision. He was working in Winnipeg there. He was corporate for Pollard, and they were moving back. They missed family, too far away from home. He was working long hours, and he thought, well, he's gonna move back to Kamloops. Family be happier. He'll be happier. You know, they missed everybody. We missed them. So anyhow, so he's looking for work here. He's looking for work there, and anyhow, figured, well, there's a Carmen apprenticeship job on night shift there. You know, probably get on there. Oh, that sounds really good. So he applies for the job, and you know, so anyhow, turns out there, the boss comes up to me. Says, not a good candidate for a Carmen apprenticeship job. Oh yeah. Oh, you don't think so? I think you'll fit right in. Well, how do you think you'd feel about working, you know, junior Carmen on night shift? You know, lousy days off, whatever. I says, well, I think he's just glad to be back in Kamloops. Well, I'm going to ask you another question, the boss says. He says, how do you think you'd feel about him being your boss? You know, well, I've held, you know, there wouldn't be much conflict there. I think I was president of the union there for 25 years, 20 years. You know, union management normally get along really good. But anyhow, I wasn't too much of a hellraiser there. Fred did enough with me that, you know. And Sean, he never really had any real executive, but he was a good sideline influencer. He did very good, yeah. So Dave's life was very interesting from there on, and you know, and we always got along. It was never anything personal, but Brandy put a good one day. I forget what's the, you know, the sheepdog and you know, on Bugs Bunny there, when they check the clock, you know. Yeah. You know, they go and or Bugs Bunny or whatever. Why are we drawing a blank here? We must be getting old and senile here.
You're older than me. You're at least 13 years
Yeah,
old.
you know, or the hound and the sheepdog protecting, not the hound, the wolf.
The wolf and the
Yeah,
sheepdog.
yeah.
And at the end of the day, you just shook hands and went.
Yeah, you know, and it's like that was, you know, me and Fred and Dave. It's just like, you know, best buddies, whatever. We go to work, hey, we check, and then next thing you know, somebody's getting it with a baseball bat or whatever. You know, one way or the other way. But it was always a pleasure to work with Dave, you know, and then he moves on to Rocky Mountaineer, and me and Fred retire, me first, and then Fred, and it's just like, oh, I think I'll go over to Rocky Mountaineer.
Or Dave was a supervisor.
Yeah. And Dave says, well, you know, I'm not really going to, you know, like he didn't want to show favoritism, nepotism, or whatever else. Well, I think he might have had another reason. I don't know. But anyhow, we got along great there, you know, and COVID hit and everything went to hell. But no matter what challenges that guy come up against, you know, and I do appreciate the promotion from uncle to brother. I always felt like he was my brother. He always did well. He always, you know, it was always family first with him. He was a hard worker, dedicated, man of principle. And Dave, Godspeed. I'm going to miss you, buddy. Going to miss you. This whole room is testament. Thank you all for coming.
Whew. Is there anybody else that has anything they'd like to come up to say?
I forgot to mention the circus bear.
Do you want to come back up? I can hand you the mic. Okay, so I guess I'll tell that story. Dave always wanted to get his street license for motorbiking. Actually, I'll get this into another story. So he had two instructors. He had my father, who is all safety Kip, safety dad. Then there's Uncle Hal, who's the fun parent. Okay? So Dave did not have a bike yet, but Uncle Hal had this little teeny tiny dual sport. It was a big bike, but he's a big guy. Well, you and Rob have the same issues. Love you. Anyways, Toby, before Uncle Hal and Uncle Fred got together, Toby lived just around the corner from us. And she'd be sitting out on her deck, and there'd go Uncle Hal on his, were you on a Harley?
That time, no, I think I still riding Yamaha.
Okay. And then, so Dave needed somebody to be riding along with him while he had his learners and everything like that. And Toby used to just always text me and say, like, I saw Howie go by, and there goes Dave on the tiny bike like a circus bear. And he seriously looked like that. So, yeah, no, it was really, really good.
When I rode behind him, it didn't look like the bike had a seat.
Yeah.
Touch the ground with the damn thing.
Yeah. So yeah, no, he quite enjoyed riding with. I mean, Dad taught him how to go up into batch and do stuff. I don't know what my father and my husband did up in those. Well, no, that sounds bad. Oh my gosh, words are really hard. No, ew. Do you want to tell the story, Dad? You can bring your comfort chicken. Do you just want the mic? Howie, will you please approach the stage? Okay, so everybody knows Uncle Hal is my mom's little brother. He's like my cousin-uncle because he's only like 13 years older than me. He's my cousin-uncle. So is Uncle Fred because he's only like 12 years. He's my cousin-uncle.
Did you bring that? I might need that comfort chicken.
Might need some heels. So, so Dave didn't start off on the 650 that Howie lent him. One day he just said, "Dad, I want to learn how to ride a motorcycle." And I went, "Okay, well, never ridden one before, so we'll start you on something reasonable." We went down the street, and a neighbor had an XR 200. So we brought that home, and we did a bit of tune-up on it, got it going, and I loaded up my XR 400 and the 200, and off Dave and I go to Bachelor Hill. So I don't know if anybody rides motorcycle or knows what Bachelor, right? Okay, so Dave's training began. First, I have to add, my arm was in a cast. So anyways, we unload the 200, and I would be afraid to call him a circus bear, but yeah, a Kodiak, maybe. Anyways, he gets on the 200, he kicks it over. I haven't even unloaded the 400, and he F's off. Away he goes. Dave, you don't know how to, and you could just hear this poor little 200 just ringing through the gears. I'll never catch him. Anyways, about half hour later, I think there's all sorts of places to get lost, all sorts of places that can really hurt you bad up there. And he came back, and he says, "This is fun." Okay, so, well, okay, you rode a little bike down a gravel road. It's time for you to go to Dead Horse Gulch. It's my favorite warm-up spot up there. It's a ditch, about the width of a motorcycle, and about 6 foot deep with a horse skeleton. Anyways, you go up the gravel road, you go in that ditch, and I'll meet you at the bottom. And he did about 3 of those, and he said, "Nah, that's not so much fun. Okay, we'll find something else for you to do. See that hill? Oh, that's a hill, and it's the parking lot hill. Anybody know that? I said, take the bike, go as fast as you can, and start downshifting. But don't let it dig in, or you'll be in a pile of hurt. Turn sideways. When you know that you've lost momentum, turn sideways. And whatever you do, do not put your downhill foot down." So this 200, and I've known Larry Sweet, weighed about 120 pounds soaking wet. He used to clean that hill on a 200. Anyways, Dave, what?
He was 6'4", 275 pounds.
Yeah, on a good day. Anyways, he goes roosting up the hill with his 16 horsepower bike. He gets a good distance and turns sideways. And I'm at the truck going, "Don't put your foot down. Don't." And the downhill foot come down. And he's got, and I can see that massive foot reaching for ground.
Size 15.
And anyways, over he went. He got straightened around and come down. He says, "That wasn't much fun either." I said, "This is your last day on that motorcycle." "Oh, no, what did I do wrong?" I said, "We're getting you a 400, because obviously the 200 is not going to cut it." So, got him a 400. I entered him in a motorcycle race.
You did, with the Bumblebee outfit.
Yeah, my daughter, the fiscally responsible person, found him a yellow motorcycle riding outfit. It was the only one that was. Anyways, so he starts this race at Inks Lake. I was going to ride it, but I think I'd hurt my back. Anyway, so off he goes. Finish line, you can just see this monster going through the next tallest rider come up to his chest. Anyways, you see him, off he goes, and off the hills he goes, and then we wait. It's probably an 18-kilometer loop. Should have taken half hour, 45 minutes tops, and we wait. An hour goes by. It's okay. He's being careful. 2 hours go by. It's okay. He's being really careful. 2.5 hours go by. That's okay. He's probably upside down in the ditch. Anyways, the course rider Ryder comes back. Yeah, I found this guy. He's coming. He's coming. I found this guy upside down in the creek. And anyways, that was Dave's first and last motorcycle race. Now he decides that he would like to ride street bike. And there's the story with the circus bear on the DR 650, which is a moose of a motorcycle, by the way. Anyways, for him to pass his skills test, there's a certain amount of things he has to learn. And they're very regimented. So Howie was tutoring him, and I expected that the amount of time they spent together on the two motorcycles, that he must have been a fairly adept rider at this time. So we leave from Brandy's house to the, what is that, middle school? And I said, well, you show me how you can ride. Well, where's your bike? I said, I'm not on a bike. You're learning how to ride a motorcycle. Oh, well, Howie, we just go riding. You just go riding? What about the slalom course? What about the braking test? What about? Well, no, we just ride. Should we go and get tested now? I said, anyways, I was the strict instructor. Howie was the fun guy.
Well, to be fair, I took my motorcycle driver's test, well, probably long after you did. But if you
20 years after.
Yeah, but if you remember the driving test back then, and it used to be on across from where Denny's is on Columbia Street. You show up there on your bike, and they give you a piece of paper, and they say, okay, you're going to go down, ride down 10th, Columbia to 10th. You're going to turn down. You're going to go down Lansdowne Street. You're going to come up First Avenue. You're going to turn this way. You're going to turn that way, whatever. They don't follow you. There's no reflective vest. There's no nothing. If you came back alive after you followed all those directions, you had your license. I just didn't do my research, yeah, but Dave was doing good. Besides, you didn't have far to fall off that bike anyway. The downhill foot thing, I think I laid there with the wind knocked out of me out at South Barrier Lake for probably about 20 minutes watching the gas slowly glug out of my bike because I was, the angles were all wrong and I thought I was level. No, it wasn't impaired. No. No, it wasn't impaired. For change. Yeah, but anyhow, yeah. He always had everybody's back, for sure. And, and when it comes to Dave, he was all about learning, but he was also all about having fun. And, everybody needs a good cop and a bad cop. My being by bad cop, you're a good cop. Yeah, but anyhow.
So after Dave's experience with off-road riding, he decided that maybe he'd like to have you want to bring the Harley thing up? Yeah, okay. We're gonna. So off he went. He got his license. I went with him for his L. I was his supervisor that day, and he did extremely well in the slalom and the stopping tests and all the other miscellaneous tests. He did equally well on the road test. Anyways, it soon became apparent that he needed a larger motorcycle. So we all chipped in, bought a clapped out, beat up Honda Goldwing. It was the only motorcycle that he wouldn't look like a circus bear on. And it lived in my garage for a couple of months. We repaired it, got running, painted it, and presented it to Dave on his birthday. He rode that Honda all over the place.
His 40th birthday.
It was on his 40th birthday. But somebody bought a Harley. Somebody traded his Yamaha thingy for a Harley. So now Dave needed a Harley.
You wanted to be just like Uncle Hal.
I wanted to be.
That was Chris's fault.
Well, okay. Let's see, Chris. I think I wrote a 2-day qualifier with Chris. Which one's Chris?
Chris.
Put up behind Chris. No, he's not gonna put up his hand.
Where are you, Chris? He was here.
Okay, he's gone. Anyways, so Howie buys a Harley. Dave's doing well in his employment. He buys a Harley, and enjoyed it quite. He joined Bikers for Bullies. Had fantastic. Is anyone here from that group?
Yes, Mitch is here from
Hi,
Knights
Mitch.
Against Bullying. Hello, Mitch. His Harley was named Harley Quinn, by the
Oh,
way.
jeez. You don't name motorcycles.
He named that one because she was hot.
They're all hot.
I've never met a hot Harley in my life.
Harley Quinn was hot.
Oh, Harley Quinn, Margot. Yeah, okay.
Really
Yeah.
liked her.
Yeah. Anyways, so his relationship with that motorcycle ended suddenly one day on West Side Road. A young lady was texting and turned in front of him. He had no chance of avoiding the crash. And the bike was totaled. Well, even though I offered to ride it home, but anyways. He hit the little Ford Focus. He drove the driver's side front wheel into the firewall. He broke the transaxle and tumbled down the road with his Harley following him. Bystanders walked up to him and said, "Oh my God, he's dead." And about that time, he turned and sat up. He sat up. And the ambulance came, and they looking at this 300-pound fellow and going, "How are we going to get him on the gurney?" And in typical Dave fashion, he said, "Just a second." And he got up and got on the gurney itself.
And then they couldn't get it into the ambulance. You didn't know that? They couldn't get it into the ambulance.
He says that was 2 girls that weighed like 100 pounds. So they pushed the gurney up to the ambulance, and they were like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, can't do it. He said, "I got this." He got off the gurney. He put the gurney into the ambulance. He climbed into the ambulance and laid himself back down on the gurney.
And that's our Dave.
Now, one thing that came from that is, if any of you know, Dave that was 4 years ago, actually last week that happened. The hospital do not know how he walked away with only soft tissue injuries. It was an accident. He should not have survived. So he was actually, had a guardian angel, which I like to believe was his father, on his shoulder that day, which did give another 4 years with us. He never thought he would get a tattoo, but he got the biggest tattoo you could ever think of. I mean, Dave was, at this point, he's 6'4" and a bit, 300 pounds. His biceps were ginormous. Trust me, I liked it a lot. He is good looking. And he and his tattoo artist came up with a thing. And it looked like tire tread, and it said TAF. And you guys will see it on his box there that says TAF. And it was something he went by. Because when he was lying on the ground, and that person in the peanut gallery says, "There's no way that guy's getting up. He's dead." He stood up. Another guy goes, "Holy shit, that guy's tough as fuck." Mind my language. Sorry, there's children here. And that stuck with Dave. And he's like, "TAF." He goes, "That's me. I am now TAF." And he got that tattooed on his arm. And I thought he was getting a little tattoo, and he got a huge tattoo. I'm like, whoa. So that was his motto, that he was TAF. And he was TAF right to the end. Like, his battle with his brain tumor, you guys, if I stopped working when he got it. I was with him every single day. Mom and Dad were there all the time. So brave. So brave. And he kept saying, "I got this. I'm tough as fuck. Remember, tough as fuck." I don't know where I was going with this.
So just to conclude, he wasn't the only brave person in that room that day.
Oh, one more story. He proved that TAF model long time before that, just camping with us Perkins brothers and all the cohorts used to hang out around us there. And, we would burn the, just about till dawn, the campfires there some nights there, and crash out. And, of course, you got to get up, have a couple hours of sleep in there, and so you can get back to sleep. And Dave will be gone. He'd be on the lake fishing. That's tough as fuck, too. I don't know anybody who loved fishing more than he did. And
I hate fishing.
I never did get the fishing bug. Fred got it. And Fred did a lot more fishing with Dave than I ever did. So the only time I did any fishing, and the only time I did any fishing was on Adams Lake there, where we were going after slackjaw. And he made it interesting because there's this fish in Adams Lake named slackjaw, and we were going to get that fish. But I think that fish is still alive down there somewhere.
Thank you, Dad and Uncle Hal. No, get more hugs.
You get more hugs, sure.
Told you they're long stories. Is there anybody else that would like to come up and say anything? Sure, come on up. Oh, Kippy's going to come first, and then, yeah. Okay. This is my little brother, Kippy John. Hi, Kippy. I love you.
I don't have a lot of words, but Dave was definitely my brother and big brother for me. And I think we can all be a little bit more like Dave. And sometimes I think he's not just tough. He's definitely physically tough, but he's tough for the people that he cares about, for the principles that he has. I think when we're all challenged with our principles to be tough, we should all be tough as Dave.
All right, because thank you, Kippy. Ooh, we have paper.
Okay, I'll keep this short for you guys. I had the honor of meeting Dave just once, knew him as Taff, and so I knew Dave and his son Riley through, I'm going to out some nerds here, through our World of Warcraft guild. So we got together, members all across North America donated to the SPCA on behalf of Dave. In memory from Get Off My Lawn.
Get Off My Lawn is their guild name, by the way.
There's some adhesive if you want to put it on wood.
Oh.
It's a plaque. I can cry. Their nerd community is amazing. Thank you, World of Warcraft. It's a plaque that says, in loving memory of Dave Jackson, a donation has been made to the SPCA by the members of Get Off My Lawn from World of Warcraft. I don't know what the pug means. Oh, it's for the SPCA. Okay, yeah, I'm a blonde, I'm sorry. In honor of his love for animals and the joy he brought to those around him, both in game and in life. Now, I'm not part of the World of Warcraft community, but I know that you guys are amazing friends to Dave and Riley. And apparently I'm going on some Gommelfest cruise in a year or something. I've been voluntold by Riley, so.
That's where I met Dave, at Gommelfest in Seattle.
Excellent. Thank you so much. What was your name? Perfect. Amazing. Thank you so much. That was unexpected. Thank you. Anybody else would like to come up and say a few words for Dave before we... Jim? This is Mr. Jim Monroe, Dave's adopted brother, his best friend. I love Jim. Jim's my brother, too. Best man at our wedding. Super suave dancer.
Definitely not that. Dave is one of the guys we graduated with, and one of the things that actually I do go back to is our D&D crowd, because it's one of those things where when we would get together, there's always laughter, lots of laughter. Sometimes I think we'd throw one D20, get a natural one, and it'd be chaos and bedlam after that with tripping and falling and dying on your own sword. So it was one of those things where it's one of those things I flash back to on a regular basis with the crowd and with Dave, and bring his own cleric. I wish he brought his own cleric this time, but that's all right. He's missed, and the laughter will continue on with his boys. So good work, guys.
And they're just as nerdy.
They don't get it from me. This is exactly what Dave wanted. He wanted the good stories and us to be smiling and celebrating him. So I thank you all for that. This is exactly what he wanted. Is there anybody else that would like to come up and say anything? No? Okay. Was there somebody? Okay, come on up.
I hate being in front of people. Do you need the chicken? No, I'll do okay. Yeah, knew Dave for a couple of years. He was really, really a great guy. One of the last times I saw him, bumped into you guys at Costco. Sitting there with a shopping cart, and it's pretty much just Smokies and buns. And he goes, "What are you up to?" I'm like, "Well, going camping. Next stop's a beer store, and then out to the bush." He's like, "Oh, cool. Where are you going?" "Oh, up to the spot. And you and Riley should come up and do some fishing." He's like, "Oh, I gotta go help Dad with this gazebo that we gotta build." I was like, that doesn't sound like fun." He goes, "No, it doesn't sound like fun." He pulls out his phone, he calls Riley, puts him on speakerphone. "Hey, you need to call Grandpa." "What's up?" "Well, you gotta tell him we can't help him with the gazebo this weekend." "What's up?" He goes, "Well, boys are going fishing, so we're going fishing." He's like, "And I gotta call Grandpa and tell him?" He goes, "Well, are you coming fishing?" He goes, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, you gotta tell Grandpa that we're going fishing." Yeah, went out to the bush and got up the next day, and we're out on the lake. And up the lake, toddles this little boat, Dave and Riley in it. Slayed fish for the day, and weather turned bad, they took off, and that was one of the last times I saw him. He was an awesome guy. Definitely, if there's three things to say about him, he had an amazing sense of humor. He loved his family very much, and he really loved fishing.
I hated fishing.
Riley, your friend's cool. Is there anybody else who would like to say anything? Going once? Do you want the microphone? Here, Kippy's going to bring it to you, Chelsea. Okay, Chelsea is loud. This is my niece, Chelsea. Because you are my non-niece, because you're too old to be my niece. Okay, you're my non. Okay, my nieces are like 7 years younger than me. Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Chelsea. Anyone else want to say anything? Not missing anybody? Okay. We're going to move on. So, Brandon, are you ready? Okay. So I want to just first of all thank everyone who shared. Your words mean the world, and thank you for lightening the mood and telling us such wonderful stories of Dave, his sense of humor, and all the fun times that he had. Now I'd like to welcome my cousin Brandon to the stage to sing one of Dave's favorites. Now Dave actually, on the day that he passed away, he requested all of these people to, the day he passed away, he planned this. He told me exactly what he expected. He goes, I want a rock concert. I'm like, what? He goes, I want live music. I want people to be happy. I want people to be color. I want people to be smiling. And I think we're really doing that justice here today. I think we are really celebrating Dave in the best way. And again, Rob I hadn't even seen since high school. And they all came forward. But when Brandon and my cousin Melissa got married, Melissa's my sister, Dave was super touched because we didn't know Brandon sang. We didn't know Brandon had any musical talent. I just thought he was some kid from Heffley. And Brandon sang a song to Melissa at the altar, and we all bawled. It was amazing, and Dave's like, that kid's got talent. So he said, I need you to ask Brandon if he will play my favorite song, besides Littlest Hobo and The Greatest American Hero. Those were his first two, okay? He goes, I want Brandon to sing Dust in the Wind by Kansas. That is Dave's absolute favorite song. Dave was learning how to play it on the guitar with those picks that I gave you in your wallet. That was in his guitar. That's the last thing he was playing, was with those picks I gave you, trying to learn the first 2 bars of Dust in the Wind. He tried really, really hard. So Brandon didn't know the song, and Brandon learned the song. So I would like to invite Brandon up here to do Dust in the Wind for Dave.
All right, I'm gonna play Dust in the Wind. I am also very, very honored that Dave thought of me to play this song for everybody here. Close my eyes. It's only for a moment, and the moment's gone. So my dreams pass before my eyes, a curiosity. Dust in the wind. All the hours, dust in the wind. just a drop of water in an endless sea. And all we do crumbles to the ground, though we refuse to see. Dust in the winds, so we are as dust in the winds. And so now don't hang on, 'cause nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky. It slips away, and all your money won't another minute buy. Dust in the winds, so we are as dust in the wind. Dust in the wind, so everything's dust in the wind.
That's amazing. All right, thank you, Brandon, so much for that beautiful performance. Dave would have loved that, everything about that. Now I'd like to invite my Auntie Connie, if she's ready, to the stage to offer a final prayer as we begin to close our ceremony. Auntie Connie is the shortest person in the room. I love you. You're Rob's bestie now.
Okay, Patty, I want to know one thing. With a brother like Howie, how was I ever strange in your family? I was the rebel in her life, they tell me. But my motto was, if it's not illegal or immoral, it's fine. But to be serious, just a few words. I was at my church service last week, and our pastor had a few words to say, and I just thought that was very appropriate for today. God tells me that when I live in the past with its mistakes and regrets, life is hard. I can take God back. I can take him back there to heal me, to forgive me. But God does not say, my name is I was. God says, my name is I am. When I try to live in the future with its unknown problems and fear, life is hard. I know God will be with me when that day comes. But God does not say, my name is I will be. He says, my name is I am. So when I live in today, this moment, one day at a time, life can still be hard. But God says, I am, and I will be with you. So if you're so inclined, please bow your heads and we'll close. I will close with an Irish blessing. I'm not Irish, I'm Swedish.
I'm Irish.
That's what I thought, that red hair.
Oh, she's my mom's best friend. She's not my real aunt.
Ah, yeah, but you know what I found out? What I found out over my many years is sometimes the special aunts are closer. Anyways, dear Father, our Father, and I thank you for this wonderful group of people. I thank you for this wonderful time and all these beautiful stories about this man who loved my little niece so much and her children and my best friend and my not so best friend's husband. I love him. God knows I do. But I ask, oh, Lord, I ask that you take all those that are grieving for Dave, you wrap them up in bubble wrap and cotton wool and calm their hearts and soothe their aching parts. I ask that you let us go forth today with fond memories of Dave, with the knowledge that he was loved and that he left his mark on this world. And I ask that when everyone thinks of him, when Brandy's home alone at night and misses him, that you whisper in her ear, I am here, and let him be there. In Jesus' name, I pray. And here is my favorite Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back, especially in a motorcycle. And may the sun shine warm upon your face and the rain fall softly upon your fields. Until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand.
All right, so I'm sending my mom to the back closet. So while she's doing that, Kippy. Okay, so to close our formal program before you guys can eat some lovely food, I've put together a slideshow of David's life. This took me about 2.5 weeks to make, and I think I did a pretty good job capturing who my David was. A glimpse into the happy, adventurous, and beautiful life he lived. I hope it brings back many memories for you, smiles. A few tears are okay, but I really hope it brings back a lot of smiles. So we're just going to get the stuff set up here. It might take a moment. Technical difficulties, it looks like maybe. Yeah, so just give us a few moments here. It'll be playing in the corner here. Oh no, I should have cleaned up my desktop. There's no nudie pictures, we're okay. There never would be, don't worry about it. Some pop-ups. Shh. No. Sadly, you'll probably only see animal videos, animal agility, and sewing crap. Sorry.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road, that's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. A new adventure lies just around the bend. star. Maybe tomorrow I wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there, we've paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roam. So if you want to join me for a while, just grab your hat, we'll travel like that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I want to settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home.
I'll be your dream, I'll be your wish, I'll be your fantasy. I'll be your hope, I'll be your love, be everything that you need. I love you more with every breath, truly, madly, deeply do. I will be strong, I will be faithful, 'cause I'm counting on a new beginning, a reason for living, a deeper meaning, yeah. But I wanna stand with you on a mountain. I wanna bathe with you in the sea. I wanna lay like this forever, until the sky falls down over me. And when the stars are shining brightly in the velvet sky, I'll make a wish, send it to heaven, then make you want to cry. The tears of joy for all the pleasure and the certainty that we're surrounded by the comfort and protection of the highest powers. In lonely hours, the tears devour you. But I wanna stand with you on a mountain. I wanna bathe with you in the sea. I wanna lay like this forever, until the sky falls down on me. Oh, can you see it, baby? You don't have to close your eyes, just standing right before you. All that you
He loves that
need
prophet.
will surely come. I'll be your dream, I'll be your wish, I'll be your fantasy. I'll be your hope, I'll be your love, be everything that you need. I'll love you more with every breath, truly, madly, deeply do.
Winnipeg. In April.
I wanna stand with you on a mountain. I wanna bathe with you in the sea. I wanna lay like this forever, until the sky falls down over me. But I wanna stand with you on a mountain. I wanna bathe with you in the
COVID.
I can't believe it myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Just like the light of a new day, it hit me from out of the blue, breaking me out of the spell I was in, making all of my wishes come true. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free, flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me.
And yes, he carried his own fishing boat on his back. He was a superhero. That was last May long weekend. Now, before we wrap up, I'd like to invite mine and Dave's sons, Riley and Brady, to the stage. Now, these two are mine and Dave's biggest accomplishments. Sorry, Rob. Sorry. Love you. These two, I like to say take after me a little bit, but I can honestly say they carry their father's kind, selfless nature. Nerdisms. They're so nerdy, but that's okay. So smart, so brave. They helped the three of us as a team got through Dad through this. Thankful they were home. We helped each other. We were there with him when he passed. You boys are so brave and you make me so proud every day. Love you. And they really, really hate being on stage. I'm the extrovert in the family. Dave and my boys are definitely the introverted ones. Anyways, the three of us would really like to thank all of you for being here. Thank you for the love and support you've shown us. A heartfelt thank you to Deb for helping with the hall, to our friends and family who brought snacks and refreshments, and to my parents, Patty and Kip, for unwavering support during this incredibly difficult time. Thank you to my longtime friends, Nadia and Willow, and to my brother, Kippy, and his wife, Kristen, for helping set everything up. You all made the day run so smoothly and gave us a gift of peace of mind. And a very special thank you to my cousin Melissa. Melissa, hi, sister, for creating the beautiful brochures and posters that helped us honor Dave in such a meaningful way. I love you so much. We now invite you all to enjoy some snacks, coffee, tea, and refreshments, and continue sharing stories and memories of David. He would have loved seeing everyone gathered like this together in love and community. And I'm so thankful for all of you for helping make his send-off exactly what he wanted to be. I couldn't have done this without all of you. So thank you again. Thank you so much. And I love you all. I'm not going to talk. Thank you, everyone. So we will be bringing, do we have to bring stuff out still? We're going to start bringing out some food and filling up the tables, and everybody please help themselves.